How desperate are the Democrats at this point? They're so desperate that they're thinking toward 2020. And they're looking at their field. And they're realizing that their field is barren. There is nothing there, right? Their field is just totally empty. So the question becomes, okay, well, if their field is totally empty, who will they go for? They have an idea. Their idea, Oprah Winfrey. Oh, yes, here she goes.
Have you ever thought that given the popularity you have, we haven't broken the glass ceiling yet for women, that you could actually run for president and actually be elected?
I actually never thought that was, I never considered the question even a possibility. I just thought, oh.
Right, because it's clear that you don't need government experience to be elected president of the United States, right?
I thought, oh, gee, I don't have the experience. I don't know enough. I don't know. And now I'm thinking, oh.
All right. Well, okay.
Okay, so now they're talking about Oprah's going to run for president. And you knew that this is the lesson the Democrats were going to take away. They're not going to take away the lesson that they have failed to appeal to blue-collar people. They're not going to take away the lesson that they had the world's crappiest candidate in Hillary Clinton. Because here's the reality. If Joe Biden runs in that election cycle, very high probability that Joe Biden is president of the United States right now. They're not going to take away the right lessons from this. Instead, they're going to take away Donald Trump as a celebrity, and now we need our own celebrity. Because this is how political parties think, because political parties are parties of groupthink and stupidity. So Democrats take every single lesson the wrong way. So Oprah says, maybe I can run. Now, how would Oprah actually do if she ran? Well, I think that, she'd do better than Hillary because she's not Hillary Clinton. She campaigned openly for President Obama. What people forget about when Oprah campaigned openly for Obama in 2008, she lost a lot of viewers. Oprah's entire appeal is being a not partisan person. And once she becomes a partisan person and she allows her partisanship to get the better of her, she is not nearly as popular. Oprah's popularity rests on the idea that she's an aspirational figure who helps you reach new depths of yourself that you've never plumbed and helps you reach new heights of achievement that you've never achieved. That's what Oprah's about. She's about making you feel good. Politics doesn't make people feel good. Politics makes people feel really bad generally. And so Oprah Winfrey becoming a partisan political figure, it would actually be difficult, because what happens when she's asked about abortion and then she says that she's pro-choice? There are a lot of women who are going to say, nah. What happens when she's asked about Muslim immigration to the country and suddenly she has to take a hard and fast position on the level of vetting that is necessary for Muslim refugees? When policy hits the road, like Trump's policies, a lot of them were very flawed, but he at least had a grasp of some of them, and his figure was all about polarization. Trump was always about polarization. Trump was never a widely beloved, universally beloved figure. He wasn't Dr. Phil. Trump was always the bad guy on the show. He's more like Simon Cowell running for president than like Paula Abdul. But Oprah is more like Paula Abdul. I don't know how you square that exactly with the successful political candidacy. I think everybody thinks that she would run and she'd wipe out Trump. I'm not sure that that's the case at all, because I'm not sure that politics is a game of claws, and Oprah, when she brings out the claws, is not Oprah anymore. She actually gets away from her core brand. Chris Matthews, though, is over the moon about this. He says that Oprah would be great. I get up in the morning, I brush my shoe, come on here, think about Oprah all day long. Don't wrinkle. My shirts are wrinkled. My tie is wrinkled. Everything is, my face is wrinkled. And then I come here, I talk about Oprah. What say you, Michael Isikoff? Go.
Politics and every election is about fixing the problem we have. I think Oprah, not that she's a serious candidate, because she doesn't want to be probably, is empathy. Right now, we have a president who has no empathy for regular people and their problems. He doesn't connect with pain. He doesn't feel the pain of the people he makes fun of. He has no empathy. It's Oprah's strength. I've watched her for decades. She connects with women without whatever their ethnic background, whatever the gender is. She connects with people's real challenges in life. That's what we need right now in this country, a little empathy.
Okay, so if the Democrats think that empathy is what's going to win the day, empathy doesn't win the day in politics. It's making the other side look like they're not empathetic. Everybody already knows Trump isn't very empathetic. Everybody already knows that Trump reserves his greatest empathy for Trump. There's also the point that empathy isn't a great thing in politics. I mean, I've discussed this before. When you are empathetic toward one person, you tend to ignore the broader policy implications of what you're talking about, because you're focusing in on that one person, and that's not always a great political move. Also, if Oprah's shtick is empathy, and then she has to attack Trump, or she is attacked, what does she do? What does she do? You know, I'm not sure that this works exactly the way Democrats want it to work. They thought that Hillary was much more empathetic than Trump, and Hillary ended up losing. Now, I don't think it's all about empathy. I think there's also something to do with strength and with the ability to attack. And I mean, negative campaigning works. I'm not sure how Oprah participates in negative campaigning. Listen, does it make me happy that we're talking about Oprah as a presidential candidate? No, but it didn't make me happy that we were talking about Trump as a presidential candidate. Maybe he'll still be good. Maybe he'll be good. Like, so far, I like a lot of his policies. I do. But I'm not a big fan of the president as celebrity, but I think that's a natural result of what Obama did to the office of the presidency, making it into a celebrity reality show, and then Trump basically just filled into that gap, and wouldn't be a surprise to see an all-celebrity lineup from here on out. But if it's not that, it's so funny. The Democrats are so desperate that they are now turning back to old faces like Eric Holder. Okay, so Holder told reporters that he's interested in returning to politics publicly. Holder apparently said that Obama is going to return also. He said that it's coming. This is what Holder said about President Obama. Holder said it's coming. He's coming, and he's ready to roll. Obama will be a more visible part of the effort. The best thing that could happen to Republicans right now is for Barack Obama to suck all the oxygen out of the room. It would be just glorious, because Obama's gone. No one wants to hear from him. No one is interested in what he has to say. We just made him go bye-bye. We don't want him to come back. And when Barack Obama makes himself the head of the Democratic Party again, all he's doing is sucking all the oxygen out of the room. If he's the lead attack dog, let's say two people attack Trump. Let's say one is Obama and the other is Cory Booker. Only one of those two people can run for president. Who do you think the headlines will be about? Of course, they'll be about Obama. Obama's a much bigger political figure. And the same thing is true for Obama and anyone. The more Obama talks, the more he sucks the air out of the room for all the other Democrats. Republicans should be begging for Obama to come back, but Democrats are so desperate for Obama to hold together their failing coalition, their fraying coalition, that they think that if they just drag him out and trot him around, that's going to help. It's never worked before. It really hasn't. I mean, this idea that you can just try to... I mean, Obama worked hard for Hillary Clinton. It didn't work. Popularity is not transferable. It is not transferable. Bill Clinton was not able to transfer his popularity over to Al Gore. Barack Obama was not able to transfer his popularity over to Hillary Clinton. And so if they think that Obama's going to come and make them real popular again, and then that will translate into their victory, Obama couldn't even do that when he was president. He devastated the entire party down ballot. They lost 1,000 seats in state legislatures. They now control 1/3 of the governorships. Okay, they're in serious trouble here because of Barack Obama, and they're so addicted to Obama that they're going back to the well for more. Really, really, really stupid. Really stupid. I'm Ben Shapiro. This is The Ben Shapiro Show.
I was wondering why some people may be delayed in being critical of the president. After you listen to this, you might understand why.
Yeah, I think that there's a level of disrespect for the office that occurs, and that occurs in some cases and maybe even many cases because he's African American.
That is so disappointing. She's one of the most accomplished Americans, period. She's come over unbelievably hard times as a child to become, as even President Obama said last night, the first African-American female billionaire in the country, has her own network, and she sees racism in the criticism of the president. Do you see racism when Harry Reid called President Bush a loser? Is that respect for the office? Bill Clinton was impeached for his actions in the office. Is that racist?
Brian, I don't know that Barack Obama could have been elected president if he was living in a racist nation. Are there racists out there? Absolutely. Is it a majority of people? No. A majority of people, according to the polls, simply don't like his policies. Colonel Alan West responds to Oprah last night.
Based upon what Oprah Winfrey described as being a racist, well, then I guess I'm a racist as well, because I don't agree with those policies. And understand, when you call out the race card, that is the last line of defense for them to try to get you to back off, because no one wants to be called a racist, and that's the means by which you try to silence people. And really, that is a suppression of your freedom of speech in this great nation in which we live.
And certainly throwing around a racist accusations, calling someone a racist, certainly for disagreeing when they are indeed not, would undermine racism when it does occur. No?
That's right.
You know, and the congressman that yelled that out, "You lie," I thought was wrong to do it. It's called Joe Wilson, who we've met before. I think he would take that back if he could, even though it turns out he was right.
He was right.
He was right, but I thought that was
bad for him.
You might say rude. I wouldn't say racist. I mean, there's so much rude stuff towards the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. In my lifetime, Reagan was dumb, remember? George Bush was incompetent and illegitimate. Bill Clinton, we know where he ended up with the Monica Lewinsky stuff. Where was the racism there? This, to me, is a situation where you've gone 6 years with almost no criticism of the president.
But this is someone as powerful as Oprah instilling fear in those that may come to critique policy under a cloak of racism when it may not be there. So again, it undermines racism when it does occur.
Do you agree with Oprah, or do you think she's wrong?
Let's talk about the love of a father for his daughters. A father who listens to hip-hop now writes a letter saying he's breaking up with rap music for the sake of his young daughters.
Yeah, here's an excerpt from his letter about it. He says, I'm breaking up with you, rap music, and it's not you, it's me, and it's also kind of you. It's your rampant misogyny, homie. It's an epidemic. Your unapologetic sexism is a scourge on an otherwise exceptional cultural phenomenon. For the sake of my daughters, I've got to kick you to the curb. So he loves his daughters so much, he wants to take a stand against rap music.
Because rap music attacks women. I know the feeling. When I had a son, I stopped watching Oprah, because it was just too anti-male, and I felt like I didn't want to bring him up in a home where Oprah was constantly attacking men, and it's really helped a lot.
And this father says he's against rap music, but he's okay with hip-hop. He writes, I don't care if it's his birthday or your birthday, shorty, will not be going anywhere but the jumpy house in our own backyard. My girls are golden and must be cherished accordingly. My girls are pillars of spirit and character and must be endeared accordingly. As a father, I absolutely agree.
This is so
two girls.
Sweet. He goes on to talk about, I'm done with OPP. He says some Sir Mix-a-Lot. I like big, you know what? Throw my hands in the air and wave them like you don't care. It sounds to me like he broke up with rap music a long time ago, because those are all 1990s songs that he's
Hip-hop's
anyway.
okay, though. He says hip-hop is okay.
No, but it's really not. That's the other point I wanted to make. It's not just rappers. It's everybody. It's Miley Cyrus. It's Kesha. It's Rihanna. You know, and I have to admit, I like the beats, so I like the music. But is it a good thing? Is it art imitating life? Is it life imitating art? Which one is it? Is it the degradation of our society and families? I mean, certainly, we talked about this earlier, children, girls in particular, do better when they have a solid mother and father figure.
And it all kind of goes back to Lawrence Welk and Mitch Miller. They really started this.
Most things do. I agree with that. Here are some of the emails you sent us this morning. Barbara, she writes, I think the father made a great decision. Music today is absolutely horrid. The language is terrible. The videos are terrible. Why can't we have decent music and decent music videos without all the trashy lyrics? As a Grateful Dead fan, Barbara, I agree with you completely.
Good point. Bring back Motown and Stevie Wonder, Grateful Dead fan,
wholesome.
huh? Yeah.
Yes, it is wholesome.
A tweet from Matthew said most music now, or new and old rather, has suggestive words, but modern music is in-your-face, pornographic videos, worse.
And Riley says on Facebook, when a lot of rap lyrics belittle women, that's pretty bad.
I agree. And remember, keep your boys away from Oprah. It'll make them feel bad about
I
being
didn't quite know
male.
how to respond to that.
And keep
It's absolutely true. Keep your girls away from rap, your boys away from Oprah, and everybody will be fine.
and keep your boys away from my girls.
Key to success from Tucker Carlson. Say what?
Keep your boys away from my girls. Just, you know.
Hilarious.
I'll be writing letters, too.
36 minutes after the hour now. Time for some other stories making headlines. New overnight.